stream, everybody.
That has to happen. Just get the green screens, and every time someone subs, clip that and add it again.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Longfall.
Every 50 subs, you add another So when you get up into the 300s, it's like 6 of them. It'd be amazing. I have to do math.
We had a couple.
Longfall, everybody.
We had a couple resubs during the pre-stream, so we were talking about my reactions to them because I shriek.
They are unapologetically the best.
I shriek whenever it happens. So if you want to see that, feel free to do it. I hope you're all having a great night. We are here for the close. What's the? We have
at this point. This is either going to be the last or the second to the last episode, depending on what you guys end up doing.
Something, yeah. It's either the penultimate or the ultimate, or the last, the final, whatever it is. We'll figure it out. The most important thing is none of us know what happened, so we're gonna figure.
None of us know what happened.
We're gonna figure that. We're gonna figure that out as we go along. But
it's called cooperative storytelling, ladies.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you missed last time, it was pretty crazy. We had a lot of weird stuff going on. All the Zelka got turned into a grounder, kind of, maybe, sort of.
Maybe sort of, yeah.
Corvus and Zajay helped save the tail because it was about to fall off of from the city.
Nayli is somewhere.
Nayli's somewhere.
Lyle's dead because
Lyle's
exploded.
Sorry about that, Cypher.
As a whole thing.
We're not.
But yeah, so let's see how everybody's been doing since last episode. German boy, how are you? How are things?
Good. There's a bunch of snow on the ground now. So it's very Canada again.
My condolences.
I mean, I like the snow. I just
That's right, Lily. You really hate snow, don't you?
I hate the snow.
Oh dear.
I'll take it. I'll take more of it.
I'll take your snow. I'll take it all. I'll drink it up with a straw.
Take your snow.
You can keep the snow. I don't really want it.
Yeah, but other than that,
that's fine. Your whole entire state's on fire, so.
Oh, come on. Like, only 25% of it.
It's a lot of one of the largest states.
I'm so sorry. It's really bad.
I saw those GIFs and videos of people driving into what looks like Mordor.
Yeah.
It's
welcome to
hell.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really, really bad out there.
Yeah, if anybody is watching this and they are near wildfires, please be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, luckily these fires are like 6 to 8 hours away from me instead of the last time California was on fire majorly, which was only like an hour and a half away from me.
I thought by state law, California had to constantly be on fire or it had to secede from the Union.
No, that's a law of nature.
Okay. So it has to constantly be on fire in some part or it's just going to cease to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's probably I don't know, actually. That sounds like a pretty sweet deal compared to staying in the Union. You should try and put out those fires.
You're no longer on fire? Get out! Yeah. I remember 2.5 summers ago, 2.5 summers ago? What the 2 summers ago-ish, I live in Saskatchewan, Canada, and there was 175 active forest fires in my province.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Like a good 75-80% of the province was on fire. It looked like a zombie movie outside.
On an unrelated note, 2.5 summers ago sounds like a really good album title.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was some weird like psychological horror movie.
2.5 summer I could see I could see it being a lot of things. Whatever it is, I see it being really weird and really experimental. Like maybe someone tried to make a CD of a horror movie.
Or maybe like a Black Mirror episode 2.5 summers ago.
I could see that too.
Weird parallel dimension time travel.
Yeah, a little bit of culty.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway, other than that, just music. I don't know if I mentioned last time the project I was working on was announced. It was the Roll20 podcast.
Nice, awesome.
They used to have one apparently. They're bringing it back, and I'm doing the jingle for it.
So awesome.
Was this the what's because I've been a lax Roll20 fan. What is the deal with this new podcast? Is it like it's like a patrons only thing, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm just making the music.
I don't think it's any actual play. I think it's just a podcast about stuff.
About the platform, about stuff coming to the platform, people involved with it. I think that's like the gist of it.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like from the couple things I've seen about it.
I'm excited.
They've been doing blog posts and like trying to be more open about like what's happening at Roll20 kind of thing. So this is probably in line with that.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I saw you're also making some stuff for the Christmas role play thing that they're doing.
Yeah, I had some extra time and I already had an idea in my head, so may as well just try to get that out. It's not going to be great because I'm doing it between normal work, but
awesome.
Well, awesome.
And then you started The Witcher 3 too, also, right?
Yeah, I'm where'd I get to? I'm in the second chapter. I got to Johnny the Godling. That's like one of the best NPCs in that whole game so far. So good.
Awesome.
Here's my thing about The Witcher. I wish one I could just skip to Witcher 3. Like I don't really care about the other two. I just kind of want to play. I kind of want to play just Witcher 3. 2. I feel weird about playing that game with a 6-year-old in the house.
Yeah. The first game is definitely the worst for like weird sexual content. The third one is probably it's like the best game, and you don't have to play the others. I just did because getting the background context for everything is really cool. And it's actually the best of the, like I said this last time, it's the best of Witcher 1 and Witcher 2. Like the lore stuff that they delved into with Witcher 1, they like double down on Witcher 3. And then the actual way you play the game is way better, like kind of more towards Witcher 2.
I really like The Witcher's approach to monsters. I think the idea of this like learned class of monster hunters is very, very interesting. There's a weird thing too. There's a learned class of monster hunters from the old age, which are the Witchers, and the world is moving on without them. So now there's a new class of monster hunters that are basically patrons of the king and royalty. So there's also internal conflict between like the privatization of monster hunting.
Yeah, so like the Eternal Fire, that's like they're doing it out of some like religious stuff. So they do everything for free. Witchers you have to pay. So then it's like, oh, we can just like get rid of it for free. That's great. But
yeah, Witcher should just be doing it for the exposure.
Yeah.
Never. Hey, I need you to go kill this hag. I'm going to pay you by citing your work.
I'll tell all my friends about how good you did, and they'll pay you. It'll be great.
I'll post your social brochures on every fucking poster board.
Yep.
I'll make an etching of your face and I'll put it underneath my mantle.
Yeah. But
in my fire.
If you're thinking about playing Witcher 3, like you can do it. You can pretty much sidestep all the sexual stuff. It's pretty obvious.
I would like to avoid places where there are just like random topless women running around.
Yeah, that's not as much of a thing in Witcher 3.
I wish there was like a sliding scale for like how many nipples I see in a game. Like I wish that was a thing.
I don't think It hasn't been gratuitous. Like,
It's not that bad, but I know there are like NPCs that run around with it.
maybe the weirdest part would be in Witcher 2 when like you walk in on the witch and her apprentice basically BDSMing. It's doing some
Hags and Witcher are weird too.
not these are not hags. These are just like normal witch and her apprentice. You just walk in, just like, hey, oh.
And then Geralt's just like, okay.
No, they both look at you like, and they have like the like mid 2000s dead eye that the game has. So they just like look at you and just like, I did the thing.
Awesome. Well, that's great.
It's like barely any acknowledgement of what happened.
Awesome.
As you would in that situation.
Yeah. Not even an oh sorry, just like,
we're never going to speak of this.
That's why you should knock. That's why you knock. It's really just a PSA about manners.
Yeah. You had 7 minutes between me opening that door and the loading screen to get in here. You guys had time.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Kelsa, how about you? How are things?
Things are pretty good. A lot of my friends have been trying to get me to watch more anime, and so I tried for like the 8th time to watch Food Wars, and the only thing it did was make me really want to try the gotcha pork roast that they make in the first episode, and so I did, and it was pretty amazing, but I didn't have enough bacon, so it didn't hold its shape properly. So
do they like actually put the recipes in the show?
Not exactly. There are places you could get the recipe online, but I eyeballed it because it shows you what goes into it.
Okay.
Did they actually have a cookbook for that show? Because that seems like a super huge.
There's probably
move.
is. There probably is.
I like that. You know how when people have like the weird clothes exploding off food tasting moments in that show?
Mm-hmm.
You know why the animator is so good at drawing that?
Why?
It's because like 90% of his work up until Food Wars was hentai.
That explains a lot.
That's really common for animators, especially like anime people.
That
just because it's
surprise me.
No, and it's really easy to get into that, and well, not easy, but like being an animator / artist or whatever is like that's a path to get into, to like get experience, do work, and get paid. Like, and yeah, I mean, porn. Gotta love it.
Makes the world go round.
So what is gotcha pork?
It's basically like potatoes with like onions and mushrooms diced into it, like mashed potatoes, and then like wrapped up in bacon. So that and then you cook it in the oven, so that as the bacon cooks, all of the bacon grease goes into the potatoes and makes them taste like bacon.
Okay.
And then
Sounds
there's also
really
like a
bad
red
for you.
wine sauce.
Sounds terrible for you and amazing.
And it and you with some fish sauce in with the red wine as like a glaze over, and everything was pretty good except for the fact that since I didn't have enough bacon, like the loaf didn't hold its shape properly, and I didn't dice the onions as finely as I really should have. But other than that, it was really, really, really good.
Nice. Awesome.
So, I made way more potato mixture than I needed, so I'm gonna go buy more bacon and try again.
Kelsa, you're trying to stream more, right?
You should totally stream that.
Oh my god.
Do you like the Food Wars? Like the Food Wars? Try to go through.
Kelsa versus Food Wars.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if I could do all of them, but this
try.
one was fun. This one was fun.
I mean,
So-
not
Like-
all of them, but like that would be a cool thing just to have on a Twitch channel. Just be like, I'm making the stuff from Food Wars. Come on down.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get
That's
so
pretty true.
you get so much random anime nerd.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But then I'd have to clean up my kitchen. That's the big thing.
That's
I'm
also
gonna
fair.
be doing, and I mean a lot of that is just like, okay, now it's in the oven. Let's just have a chat for an hour while this bakes.
Right? Yeah, you can't be like the cooking shows on TV where they already made it.
No, you see
I mean,
what you do.
you could, but no.
Right.
What you do then is in the 30 minutes you have, you make a dessert that doesn't have cook time.
Mm.
So
That's a good idea, actually.
Thing, and then you have like 30 minutes, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna make a mousse, whatever. Just whisk up some like fruit and milk, and then like put it in the freezer while you're eating your actual meal, and be like, oh, this is delicious. Now let's try it with the vanilla mousse, and then you try that. It's like delicious.
That sounds like so much work, but it was a fun experiment to try, and if I can get my kitchen into a condition where I might allow it to be streamed on the internet, I'll consider it. But that's the first step.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. MTO.
Hi guys. I've been prepping for our next show and trying to wrap this show. And doing a new job, and doing a second job. And I started watching a TV series, which I recommend to everyone that has ever gotten into like people that are really good at a thing shows. Like not like singing competitions, because a lot of like people on singing competitions aren't amazing singers. They're just like good performers. I mean, like if anyone watched like Tattoo Wars or Great British Bake Off or whatever, the show Zumbo's Just Desserts is amazing. And I can only describe it as the Great British Bake Off, but a billion times more ridiculous in Australia. It's amazing.
Awesome.
It's amazing. This guy, basically, it's built around the one of the judges. His name is Zumbo, and he's like probably the like most famous baker in Australia, and he just does ridiculous stuff all the time. Like he regularly will like make desserts like float by like baking magnets into them. So you'll have like a mousse ball floating on top of another thing because there are magnets baked into it, or and craziness like that. Like he's just insane.
So is it like so it's like those cake shops that they make weird cakes, but you can't actually eat it because there's
no, you can actually eat these. You can eat all of these. Like that's kind of the point.
But not the magnets.
Well, yeah, you like take the magnets out, but when they're plated, they look ridiculous.
Right, but like, yeah, it kind of like, it's just really weird. Like, it's like, oh, look at the dessert. Yeah, it looks cool. Now what? Okay, well now we got to destroy it so we can actually eat it.
Well, now what you do is you like catch the like little floating orb. You like take the little plate off the bottom, and then you just cut into it, and then you eat it. Anyway, and so it's ridiculous stuff like that. But the added layer of complexity is, so it's all amateur bakers. Like nobody makes their living from baking. And so it's like people that just really want to make their dreams come true in a way that other like like shows don't really do.
Do I make the joke?
Yes, you do. You do.
Yeah, I guess. So it's a bunch of amateur bakers. So they're trying to become the master baker.
Yes, they are.
Ah, very good, very good.
And some of them are really impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
some of them can really bang out a dessert.
Yeah.
There's a lot of vigorous whisking in that show.
Excellent. Very good. Very good.
Get that. Make sure you get that meringue to stiff peaks.
Yep, got to. When you need to mellow out of the acidity of a dessert, always maybe throw in a little bit of cucumber. It works. It's like a real thing. Okay.
I'm very carefully ignoring this conversation.
I'm aware you are.
Carefully ignoring.
Well, besides sexy bakers, what else have you been up to?
I've been consuming a lot of like weird like Eastern European folklore to kind of pull into this show idea that we have running.
Yeah.
Because I really love this is a thing about me. There's a reason I describe the Grounders as fairies or like the Fae, because I really like the Fae. I think they're like the most terrifying kind of outsider. Because they're not like, I want to corrupt your soul. They're like, I just want to make your life miserable most of the time and like have fun doing it.
I mean, just most of the time.
It's not even about and so I like the idea of this like otherworldly, like equal parts beautiful and terrifying force. And so I've been consuming a lot of that kind of media and reading about like Baba Yaga and like other terrifying Russian folklore.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gone to ForgottenBooks.com yet?
You've showed me this, and I've looked at it a little bit. I need to get back on there to find some more stuff.
Look on there for some Eastern European folklore stuff.
Love it.
Cool. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. Excellent. So should we try to do the thing?
We probably should.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
This is just like, that's the only reason I'm here.
I mean, it's not the only reason I'm here.
You don't actually like us. You just like Azelka.
I mean, I probably like Azelka better than you. But that doesn't mean I don't like you.
Fair.
That makes sense considering Azelka is like your idealized version of yourself.
I mean, not completely, but yeah, a little bit.
Okay. As long as we have that clarified. So let's see. So we get our intro. We see we see like the skyline of the city from very far away, like very, very far away. And then it starts to like shift and warp slightly. Then we like hard cut into Corvus. There's a snake boy on your back that is just passed out.
Uh-huh.
The tail is rapidly changing in ways that seem alien and unpredictable to you. You're flying above the bottomless sky. What do you do? What's like going on in your mind?
Does it look like we did it?
Something's happening.
Great. I'm gonna fly away from the blast radius.
That seems wise. So yeah, you're like flying away, and Eid is like following you.
Just like to a safe distance, or like what looks like to me to be a safe distance. With my past, you know.
You're like at a safe distance, and you're waiting for this very large chunk of the world that you know of to like explode, I guess. And slowly, like the motion seems to settle.
Mm-hmm.
But the burner looks different. It appears to be working just fine now. It just looks not right, for lack of a better term. Like Zajay, let's talk a little bit about what happened before you passed out.
Sure.
So you succeeded.
Right.
You succeeded amazingly, I might add.
Motherfucking 33.
I did the thing.
Amazingly. I gave you nearly impossible odds and you rocked it. So I guess what is Zajay's ideal version of what the tail would look like?
So what I'm thinking it is
like the idealized.
I think it's
physics and civics notwithstanding. What does Zajay like? I'm gonna fix this thing. What does your brain say looks like a fixed thing?
So I'm thinking like in Zajay's head when he like did the push of magic to fix it. Like he was thinking back to like school and when they were like, and so this is what happened when the city came up, and like there was like a picture of like a burner, like when it was installed and like like new and perfect, and I think he just had that image in his head, and so I would imagine it looks like,
So what you see before you, Corvus, is a hastily drawn like etching of a burner on a giant like you know the like when like a building is getting constructed and they have that sign of like the future site of the blah blah corporation building, and they have like an artist's rendition of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. They have like the 3D render,
yeah like so like the 3D the render of like a prototype ideal burner is what Zajay had in his head, so I would imagine that's what like the shape would have taken. Like it probably looks as like, I guess I'm thinking it probably looks pretty close to like new. Whether it works like that, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it works how Zajay expected it to work. And if it's like it's perfect and we never have to worry about it ever again, then yeah, that's true. But if it's like it's just how it was before everything started breaking, then that's how it is. Like what is your point of reference for that? It would be, so I'm thinking what it's like now is like you have a really old car and like, oh crap, my engine went out, and instead of buying a new car, you go out and buy a new engine and put it into that old car. So like you have an old car but a brand spanking new engine. So like it actually works pretty well. It just is an old car. So like it's all of that, but the burner itself is just like brand new. Like someone just went in and was like, "Yep, I'll put in a new one," and then they took out the old one. We took the tail to a garage. They swapped out the burner and put the tail back on. Like that looks like what happened. Okay, so yeah, that's what you see. It's like this beautiful like brass like superstructure of the burner is hanging down under the tail, and there's this like perfectly like rounded like bluish white flame going out the bottom, and like what it looks like is it looks like a supersized like boat engine, but like perfect.
So I guess I'd like turn to eat. I'm like, that looks like it'll work.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. She
like
reaches over to like high five Zajay.
He's out. I'll just like pick up his arm and just like slap her arm with it, and then we'll get back in.
That's perfect.
Thanks. She's like, oh Zajay, come on.
So I guess I'll go back to where
I guess Azelka was?
Where I dropped off.
Oh, you're just like back near the entrance to the maintenance thing.
I'm assuming people are looking at this thing like,
It's okay. It's
just
poor.
turned into a new thing.
Let me explain the sequence of events from Exelka's angle.
Yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of things happen to you. So it's raining. You're in an illusion that you can feel is not perfect.
Yeah.
The burner is breaking. Corvus, Zajay, and Eid all jumped off the side of the city. Everything started to shake about 30 seconds later. And then your glamour failed.
Oh!
While I
great.
was in the middle of trying to
Yes.
direct everyone out of everything.
Yes, because Eid had to help, and she could only focus on one thing at once.
Well, that's troublesome. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Do I realize that my glamour?
I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
Well,
so
then I
tell
just
us-
continue.
So and like, people are kind of too freaked out to like do anything right now.
Yeah.
Like people are just like you're just like you go that way, and then people are like
I need you to
okay.
go. Please go left. Everyone who can. We've got 30 spots on this boat here, and everyone else, please direct yourself across the bridge as long as you go in an orderly line.
Yeah,
you should be
nobody is
fine.
even like looking at you. Everyone's
No.
just like, okay, do what she says.
I'm picturing this happening in real life. Like, some sort of tragedy happens at like an anime convention, and so a bunch of people in cosplay are helping people escape. So just like an orc or whatever is just like, come on everybody, single file, let's get out of here. And it's just like,
Yeah.
there's an orc, I just need to get out of here, I just need to go.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's a really great mercy. Oh shit, I gotta move.
Right, exactly. I was like, well, I gotta go.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of thing that's happening right now.
Perfect.
So Corvus, Eid, and an unconscious Zajay land next to you.
Uh-huh.
Can you describe for the rest of the PCs what your new appearance
The
looks
conscious
like?
PCs.
Oh my god, do you know how
So-
much of a nerdgasm Zajay would have?
I know! Damn it!
Izilka is all of her feathers and fur is like charred and matted down to just the skin.
Mhm.
But she's wearing one of her normal outfits. But out of the top of her now bald head are little branching antlers. And I don't think she's currently like using her magic, so I don't think it would be like
I don't think I didn't get the impression you were using your magic.
yeah, I know.
But the rumbling has stopped. People are still leaving very quickly because they're like, okay, what if it breaks more? And you can't really see that the burner has been repaired from here.
Yeah, I'm definitely like everybody get off. And like when you guys land and Zajay is obviously like knocked out unconscious.
Yeah, it looks like Corvus is wearing a Zajay belt.
Mhm.
I want to try to heal him.
Corvus, this thing with antlers and burned skin,
Corvus, let me.
dressed as a cop, rushes
me touch
towards
him.
you. What do you do?
Corvus, I
Would
can heal him.
Would there be any way of me recognizing other than like?
I mean, it
basically
looks like Izelka, if Izelka had all of her feathers burnt off and had horns.
like, well, I mean, okay, but you might need to use that on yourself a little bit more than a little bit. Okay.
You're just like, too much weird stuff has happened to me today.
Corvus has seen some serious shit in his life.
That's
This
true.
isn't-
That's fair.
isn't much.
That's fair.
he comes over to you and she's like, honey, you're...
Oh, oh goodness. Can,
Corvus doesn't even bat an eye. He's just like,
can you take care of that for me? I don't really, I think we're getting looks.
You want me to do magic on you while everyone is looking at you?
You're right, that's not very smart, I'm sorry.
Here. And she like reaches into her bag, which you don't know where she got.
Sure.
It's like a big satchel. It's like an oversized purse. And she
Mhm.
like pulls out like a kind of like very pretty like masquerade mask that has like a hood attached to the back of it,
Sure.
and just like hands it to you.
I guess this'll work.
Yeah.
Now, Corvus, bring Sajay over here. I think I can heal him.
like, kind of come over and like try to figure out, because he wrapped himself around me, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to like unknot Zajay's hug.
I mean, you don't even need to unknot him. You just need to get him close enough I can touch him.
Uh-huh.
well, it's like, I guess I'll just like kneel down. I'm like trying to like,
Just a second. Let me try this.
And she makes the motion that she normally does for her magic, which you've seen before, is like a white fire, but instead, like purple smoke comes out from her hand.
Ooh.
at that Corvus is probably like, oh shit.
And
And then Eve hasn't seen you do magic yet either, and she just like looks at you, then looks at Corvus, then looks at unconscious Sajay.
Is she going to stop me?
Oh, but
No, but.
just go.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna try to heal him. Which I get to roll protection for because of my
Mhm.
attribute substitution. So I can roll protection instead of creation to do
Mhm.
healing.
Sure thing.
Let's see how well I can heal him. 45. That's the shit ton.
Zajay, I need you to make a fortitude test.
No.
Okay.
This is gonna be really, really bad, isn't it?
Okay. I'm a little scared now.
I'm also a little scared.
16. If I take the difference in damage, I don't die.
That's at least something.
Glass half full. I like it.
Zajay wakes up.
Am I? I'll wait for you to say what.
Zajay wakes up. Like you like wake up and you like sit up and cough really hard. And just like a bunch of like black stuff just pours out of your mouth.
Oh, all of the stuff that I inhaled just gets ejected, basically.
Yeah, just like
she just pumped my
black,
stomach.
like slimy, like axle grease just gets like vomited out of Zajay.
Oh wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I like wake up, like I'm still wrapped around Corvus, but I'm long enough that I'm also like on the ground.
Uh-huh.
So, like blah.
That sound.
This feels very strange.
Sajay, I'm so glad that you're all right.
So Zajay, you finish purging.
Does anybody have any water?
As you say that, you look up, and the thing that healed you, it's wearing like a mask and like a hood, and there are like antlers coming out of it.
Hello.
like you would recognize this as a type of grounder. Like they're the kind of they're the grounders that are grounders because they betrayed the city. In the context of your game. In the context of like grounder lore, they're like different. They're just like people that were not of the grounder peoples that were accepted in.
Like converts?
More like refugees.
Okay. So what I do is I look up and I'm like, why are you wearing that now? The next meeting isn't for a few weeks.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Sajay. You.
Wait, how do you know my real name?
What?
And like Eve in her like renewed form like pokes you. This like Sajay?
Yeah.
She's legit.
Wait, what?
She's legit.
What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Ed. What are you referring?
Those are real. You know?
I don't know what happened to those.
Those are things.
But how I don't so wait, so who is this, a friend of yours?
It's me, Zelka. Do you not recognize my voice?
Wait, is Elka?
Yes. Sajay, you were passed out and I used my magic to heal you.
Oh, thank you. Here, one sec. Let me get off of Corvus. I like start like pulling my tail.
Corvus, who at this point has got to just be like, "What in the world?"
So I start like unknotting my tail hug from around him.
Kind of like doing that like knee stretch thing. I'm like, oh god.
And right as you get out of the Zajay embrace is probably the moment where like a flying Steven tackle connects with Corvus. He's like, "We did it!" And then he just like tackles you to the ground.
Oh, it feels so nice to be out of that.
Exactly.
Awesome.
He got a football out of nowhere and he's like spiking it as he tackles you. No.
I'm like face on the ground and just kind of like pushing myself up and I'm like, yeah, we did it. We did it. Crunch. Oh.
He like sits up, he like puts both his fists in the air. Yippee-ki-yay, yay, motherfuckers!
Gigantic auto shot. He's just like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like it zooms out and it's just like belt-fed machine guns. Firing wildly into the
people
air.
on the boats are like,
What is happening?
Yeah.
I would try to stop him, but I don't think I can. He's too happy.
He's very happy.
Yeah, so like that, it seems like it's okay. Corvus is dealing with Steven, so I'll like slither to a Zelka and like what happened?
It's a little bit of a long story, and I'm not certain that we're safe here. The tail's still. It's been.
I think it's fixed.
Really?
Did it
the
work?
Burner got fixed. Yeah, the burner. You did the burner thing, and the flying thing is still flying.
Cool.
That's really impressive. That's amazing, Sajay. Then
this is the point where you like the gunfire stops, and Steven starts reloading.
Okay, buddy. There you go. Just settle down.
I like Zajay like Zajay's ears like
That's
shoot up, and he like starts looking around. Is my dad here still, or did he evacuate?
Your dad got on one of the boats.
Okay.
Your dad and your parents definitely. Your dad and your mom and Buzz definitely got on the boats.
Okay. So then after that, I like, okay, good. And then they shoot up again, and then I start looking around and wish we had cell phones. Okay. Like points. we can figure this out later, and I'm glad you're okay. I need to go make sure Suki's okay. And I like start slithering off, and I just go to Suki's place.
I guess Corvus would be like, I think it's best if you find a place that's out of the public. Come on back to my place.
Mm-hmm.
You and Eid as well.
All right.
Because Eid said we needed to talk about something, right?
Yeah. Eid was like about to take off after Zaje, but then like pauses and is like, "You're right." And then she like walks over to Steven and like picks him up by like the scruff of the neck and like just like casually lifts him off the ground and puts him over his back. And Steven looks really confused.
Uh-huh.
Confused
like-
that person is like, yeah.
As he should be.
Yeah, he's like confused for a second, then he's like,
Just keep going.
all right, where are we going?
Spire Bluff. I'll like. We
Closer
can
than where I live.
we can get there faster if we fly. So like, I know Azelka's not super fond of like flying or can't fly herself. I'm like, climb on.
There's got to be a different way. We don't need to fly, do we?
Would you rather?
I mean, they cut the
would you rather
bridges.
walk in the way that you
So you're-
are right now.
Kind of. You don't
Did
have a
they
better
cut the
option
bridges?
right now.
When did that
Yeah,
happen?
they had to disconnect the bridges because they were worried the tail was going to fall out of the sky.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Okay. Hold on a second.
I want to try to make my own, be able to fly under my own power, because
Sure.
I think I would feel more confident if I was flying myself than if I was holding on to Corvus. So,
Sure. Roll it up.
let's see. Nothing. Here we go. Nope, I can't do it. That's okay.
Corvus,
Mm-hmm.
you see like the purple smoke like start to form in Izolka's hand, and then out of nowhere your vision just gets really blurry. Like it becomes very hard to see.
Is this
And like
normal for me, or is this different? Like,
no,
is this the normal thing that I have to just like redose, or?
like kind of. Normally you have some warning, right? Like you're like, kind of been feeling bad. I probably need a dose. This is like a, bam! I can't see.
That's a
Bam!
problem.
I can't see.
It'd probably do like the dizzy and like fall to like knees in like one hand, and then if you guys pay attention, I just like reach into my pocket and like really stealthily just like
I think that Azilka was busy trying to manifest her wings and failing.
Just not working.
That she did not see that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Steven, however, did, and now he's over there like helping you up. And now he's like carrying Eid.
they're adorable. Ship them.
What is he doing?
Yeah, and I'm like, and look over. By the time you stand back up again, I'm like,
All right. If you'll carry me. There's no other way.
Yeah, it'll be quick. Just close your eyes. I can get us there in like 3 minutes.
just knock her out.
I'm not gonna punch her out.
What's your fly speed, Corvus? It's just your movement, right?
Well, I have the flying feet as well.
Okay. What is your total fly speed?
Oh, your
I'm
feet
just
your
curious.
feet can fly?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's amazing. Feet first, just go crazy fast.
It's like a luge.
My normal speed is 30, but with the flying feet, you gain a flight speed equal to your normal speed at
Yep.
the GM's discretion. Certain
Yeah,
haste
normal
action
speed.
or something. So does that
Okay,
mean, like,
triple it.
Sweet.
Triple it.
So like,
Sounds good. And it's never been this fast.
yeah,
Oh,
you said
gosh.
Azalka like in her peripheral vision can see like aether wispy stuff
Mm-hmm.
last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Mhm.
right before, if you close your eyes to like shield your vision from the heat or
Mm-hmm.
heat, Ooh. the
The
like,
wind.
Height.
from the
From
wind
the wind and the height,
Yeah, yeah.
and the being scared of everything. Mm-hmm.
you would see like, you know how when you drop ink into water, like how it
Mhm.
does like the slow motion
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you see, that like kind of starting to pour out of my eyes, like the ends of my feathers and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Oh
It's
man.
creepy.
Yeah, and Corvus jet engines off into the horizon.
Yeah. I think even like it surprises me a little bit how fast I'm going.
Mhm.
But
It's hard to control. Like Ede's struggling to catch up with you, and she's really fast. Like
I bought another extraordinary movement, so I'm up to
Sure.
6 there. So I
Can
think
you roll movement to see how well you maintain control?
yeah. Do I just click it?
Yeah, just
Yep.
click it.
0 advantage dice.
Mhm.
17.
Okay.
That's not great
Steed.
actually.
That's pretty funny. So I think you're fine until the landing. I think you're fine until the landing, and then it's like you can't quite decelerate enough.
Like the talons coming out of my feet. I'm like,
Yeah, and you're like
Oh my
you're like
gosh.
you're like
Can I?
scraping up against the ground and like trying desperately to stop, but it's like the jet about to go off the end of the runway and crash into like a house at the end of the street.
Oh shit.
Izelka, what are you doing?
I was gonna say if the circumstances has changed enough, I could attempt to manifest my own flight before we crash into the ground.
I'm gonna say no.
Just checking.
I'm gonna say no.
Just checking.
I mean, you can try. I can't promise you good things will happen.
I mean, bad things are bad. Boy, no, I'll just take it. We'll hit the ground.
Mhm.
so
Uh,
I have a forced move thing from my movement.
Uh-huh.
So basically, I want to do the thing from Mythbusters where like they're driving a car this way and firing a cannon at the exactly same velocity the other way, so it drops perfectly flat.
Is that what you'd like to do with Izelka?
Yeah,
All right, let's roll it to see if you can.
it's a shot. Let's try this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna actually. What will happen if it doesn't work?
If it doesn't work,
Can you tell me like a rough scale of like, she will die?
oh, she won't die. Bad things will happen to both of you, but neither of you will die.
I'll pump a legend point into it anyway.
All right.
Got a bunch of them. Whatever. 21. Also not great, but okay.
21's pretty
No, yeah, you
good.
pull it off there. You like
Oh, there you go.
shoot her backwards at a successful rate. So yeah, it slows her down. You're still out of control.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
But I hit the ground and I'm totally.
You're totally fine.
We're in Spire Bluff, right? Or did we just go across the Skiff Bluff?
Skifter. We're in Spire Bluff.
Yeah,
Never
that's what I
mind.
thought.
Yeah. So, Corvus, you like careen headfirst into a. You like careen headfirst into a like barrel at the end, like a metal barrel at the end of the street. You like leave a big dent in it, and you take some amount of damage. Let's see,
You know, some.
4.
Four.
All right.
Mhm.
Cool. With them getting back to Corvus's place, is that a good time to take a break?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Cool. We will be back in just a few minutes, everybody. So join us for the second part of today's episode in just a little bit. See you then.